DDLJ.
That's correct.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, Vibha.
Correct.
Oh,
The fire in the end.
Oh, beautiful.
I also need gel, by the way.
This young boy who walked up and who was like, I watched the show with my parents, and right after the show, I came out as queer.
Oh.
And this show helped in bridging that gap between I don't know how to tell them, I have to tell them.
Hello everyone, welcome to Pinkvilla.
Hi.
So, like we were discussing before, you all have a long day of promotions today. Tell me one question you all don't want me to ask you.
Why did it take 4.5 years?
Oh God. I have a twist to that question. Now, when you all come back with a show, say after 4 years, are you all worried that people must have forgotten the characters or there is no connect to it? Is that a fear?
I would say that's definitely not any kind of an active fear, because I think if anything, we've been feeling like people have really loved the show, season 1, and have just been waiting for it. So I think it's more than anything. I think the main thing is what I feel like a responsibility as a writer and director is that people should really feel like the wait was worth it, and that they're getting the core of season 1, what they loved about season 1, and there's something new for them to discover, and they can dig deeper into the characters and find a season that is even more nuanced, more layered, more poignant, and also grander and more fun.
Yeah.
So I think it's more like we know we got a lot of love, and we just want for people to really be happy with what we're giving them. So it's that kind of like you want people to feel like, okay, we're happy with what we've got.
Yeah. But I want to ask you as actors for the show, when you all come back to a set, playing the same character 2-3 years later, how do you find the pulse then that, this is the character that I played 3 years ago and it was the first time you all were playing it as well?
At the risk of sounding bougie, I feel that every character, I think we're all waves of the same ocean. We have all the colors within us, and through a character, we are given a canvas ताकि हम रंग भर सकें. So every character is relatable and no character is, if you look at it like that. And with Tara, I feel like there's such truth to the way she's been written. And there is so much space in the screenplay to explore her many shades that I think it's not a struggle to find it. It's all in the writing.
Wow.
It's all in the writing. So credit goes to the writing and the directors for giving Tara depth and dimension.
Sure.
That my work as an actor is merely to just do the dance.
Sure. Shivani, for you, in the first season, your character was responsible for many fluctuations in my blood pressure. While you're doing so many things, I want to scream through the screen and say, don't do it. Credit cards, fine, mat karo.
So, like how she said it, that it's not difficult for anybody to relate to an emotion, because all of us go through all sorts of emotions every day. But actually for me, to play Jazz again after 4 years or 3 years, it was a bit challenging. Because I think season 1 mein, I was a certain age also. I thought I don't even look like that. In my head, to be honest, when I had to go on floor, and then obviously you grow with time and with age. And everybody had liked Jazz so much for the naivety, for that, oh, she talks a specific way. Now I was like, if I'll not be able to speak the same way, I don't speak the same way, I don't look the same way. So I was actually very scared. So I had watched the season 1 completely, like fully, before going on floor. And of course my dialogues are also written such in a way that when you read it, you'll be like, ऐसे कौन बात करता है? ऐसे Jazz बात करती है. So the moment you say those lines, you become Jazz. So obviously again it goes to the writing, but yes, I had to watch the season. I'm still scared. I don't know if I'm gonna look the same or I'm talking the same. I've not seen it fully. So crossing my fingers.
Also, I just want to add to that. I feel like when you have a character that's well fleshed out or well written, it's like you have the blueprint. and you go with the emotions of the character and how the character is responding to those circumstances. All of this is written, but what dialogues are, dialogues and scenes and screenplay are to be credited to the writers and directors. But what an actor brings is meaning to silences.
Yeah.
That is something that you work on every single day of your life as someone who's a storyteller. So when you work on your craft and you remember the nuances that you attach to the character, maybe a certain mannerism, you only need to brush up on those things. The rest is all set for you.
Makes sense. So it was comfortable on the first day
Yeah.
when you all returned.
It was thrilling.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Neeraj sir, when you came on board, the kind of work you've done before and we are all fans is very different from Made in Heaven. So did you have the pressure ki, do you have to replicate something from there to this one, or is it a completely new approach?
See, aesthetically, yes, of course, you had the pressure that, you know, you have to maintain it because it's season 1 and season 2, the tone and everything has to match. So that was a worry, but then I worked hard on it. Like I try to make up something, work about, you know, how, like discuss at length with the DP, with Zoya, with Rima. That was there, but I think, like I said, emotionally, most stories are the same. Like emotional core will remain the same. So I would always try to find a moment in the scene where I can make it my own, and hence it becomes easier to direct.
Yeah.
So, and like in terms of technicality, less a lot of from looking at locations in the ghats of Banaras and to chawls of Bombay, I'm suddenly into mansions and looking at Sabyasachi and Manish Malhotra. So that has been the shift.
Yeah. Was it
And
nice?
It was lovely. It was lovely. You know, I actually had a ball doing this because, you know, I also wanted to change myself because I'm constantly looked at this one person who does emotional stories, intellectual stories. I wanted to like have, not that it's not intellectual, but also like, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I like this shift. I like that I can do this.
You're doing a Dharma film next, so I'm sure that will replicate there as well.
I mean, let's
you?
see how it goes about.
Are you?
Okay. You know, with films, what happens is you have numbers to prove that the film has done well or not. Box office is the absolute yardstick there. When you make a web show, there are no numbers per se to prove how the show has done. It is usually by the public reaction that you'll get after the show has released. When Made in Heaven released, when did you realize that this show has really clicked with the audience?
I think I realized on the first weekend itself, because that feeling of connection that people are getting, because I think by Sunday, I can't tell you how many people had called me, and by that Monday, I think we knew that something we had done something right, because it was like people were just binging it over that weekend, and that word was spreading and everybody was calling. And I remember I was doing production for some film. I reached office on Monday morning, and like 10 people I met, they were like, oh my god. So I think I felt it by Sunday, Monday. Of course, we were already, like, the reviews and all had started coming in by Saturday, Sunday. But I think by Monday it was, we didn't know, of course, how much, like, the sort of love for the show would have also, like, how deep it was and how far and wide. But even now, whenever I travel to any other country in the world, the one show that people know from India is Made in Heaven.
Yeah.
So I feel it has a very big audience in India, but it has a really, really large audience internationally. So,
Yeah.
and I think even now when people call me or they meet me, they're like, oh my God, Made in Heaven. So I think that, yeah, but we felt it I think pretty much that weekend.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sobhita?
I actually got a lot of fan mail, but of very
Tell me about
frustrated
this.
housewives.
Oh.
But no, on a serious note, I think I remember actually having gone to a fashion week a little after the release, and this young boy who walked up and who was like, you know, I watched the show with my parents, and right after the show, I came out as queer.
Oh.
And this show helped in bridging that gap between, I don't know how to tell them, I have to tell them. So this became a medium. It was like a bridge to arrive at that conversation, and it means a lot to me.
Yeah.
And that was
Now that's an impact.
that gave me goosebumps. So like moments like that have happened. Women who'd written emails about how much they relate to a character like this. I think those really meant a lot. And also the show came out at a time when the whole digital sphere when it comes to content hadn't blown up that much.
Yeah.
So I think every response was just going straight to the heart. And I mean, I'm sure the platform has an assessment of how a show has done, while the public may not have access to it. So I'm sure Amazon Prime has had a way of knowing.
Yeah.
But I think for us, largely from me at least, it was the public reaction. And
Yeah.
yeah.
And season 2 is a testimony of that. Just the fact that it's being made is a testimony that it really connected with audience, the part 1. Shivani, for you?
I think there was a lot of conversations happening around because we are from the industry. So when you step out, and people are very critical here. So even if regular audience, they are liking it, the response is well. Sometimes the industry doesn't receive projects very well. But I would sit with some writers, and everybody started talking about Made in Heaven, how well, like they couldn't find mistakes. So I was like, okay, this is actually doing very well. There's one, and I think I saw my GIFs on WhatsApp. I was like, oh, this is cool. There were a couple of GIFs I saw, and people started forwarding me. I'm like, acha, itna popular ho gaya. So
Wow.
I think
Part
there
of
were
pop
2
culture.
moments. Yeah.
You know, since the show is fun, I have a small fun segment to play. So I have some very poorly drafted plots, one-line plots of these films which have weddings as the crux of it. I'm going to read out to you guys,
And we have to guess.
you all have to guess
Oh, lovely.
which film is
I'm
that.
failing this test for sure.
I want to play all of this. Huh? Okay.
Yeah, let's do it. First one, 2 strangers form partnership to establish.
Bharat.
अरे
Great.
ये पहले खेल चुकी है कहीं.
Next one.
We couldn't hear the.
Sorry. Next one. I'll go slowly. The 4 protagonists, on their way to find true love, discover that their friendship must remain strong until the wedding of a friend.
Veeredi wedding.
Guys, in
Correct.
Veeredi wedding.
We did
oh,
it.
not bad.
A traditionally brought up young woman is to marry a groom chosen by her uncle. Later, their love is tested by an unfortunate incident.
Oh,
I'll say it again.
Huh.
A girl from... Sorry.
We need one more clue. This is.
हाँ,
Yeah,
clue.
too abstract.
Okay, so this is a Suraj Bajatiya film.
oh, Vivah.
Correct.
Oh,
The fire in the end.
Oh, beautiful.
I also need Jal, by the way.
So Sobhita is 1,
Fast.
Alankrita is 1, and Shivani is
When
1.
I was a kid, I saw this film. I wanted to do arranged marriage.
Yeah.
Now I don't, but I don't know. I was like, oh, everything was just so well painted that I was like, no, this is beautiful. You won't find this kind of a groom when you look for yourself, rather than just let them find it for you.
A girl from Ambala when visits Delhi to shop for her 2.5 lakh ka ghagra. Meets-
Humpty Sharma ki Dulhania.
That's correct.
Wow.
Next one. The couple meet in Europe, very famous, and it isn't love at first sight. But when the girl moves to India for an arranged marriage, love makes its presence.
DDLJ.
That's correct.
Oh,
Guys,
And Alankrita was the first one to quit. So great.
Yeah.
2 and 1. Neeraj एक खाता खोलना पड़ेगा.
I mean, no, yaar, I'm loving
I've
to be out.
taken one for him. It's fine.
She's taken it for me.
Next one. These 2 schoolmates meet on a trekking trip where the girl falls in love with the boy, but he has some other plans that separate.
Ye Jawani Hai Diwani.
Correct. Ye Jawani Hai Diwani. Oh God.
What
so
did
it's
you say?
2 all.
Jab we met, I'm just like.
How was our school?
Jab bhi mein.
Ye Jawani.
Ye
It was
Jawani Hai
some,
Diwani.
they met on some trip only. No?
Train. They're schoolmates.
Oh yeah, school.
So 2 all. Last one. This movie is a modern adaptation of Jane Austen's classic novel that features the lives of 4 unmarried daughters in an Indian family. This is
Pride
Bollywood.
and
Pride and
Prejudice.
Prejudice.
Pride and
Correct.
Prejudice.
Guys,
So Alankrita won.
My God. Sangeet.
Yeah, we said it.
Aisha
We
was
said
an
it.
adaptation. No?
Aisha was an adaptation also of.
Yeah, but like some other.
Emma. But I don't know.
No, but he said 4 daughters. No?
So that's fine.
But thank you so much. I can't
Thank
wait to
you,
see
thank
Made in
you.
Heaven 2 and everything else you guys are doing in the future. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much.
much. Thank you.